Morning to all. Today we are going to discuss the backside questions of that NCERT textbook. So some students are requested to explain about that questions. So here the first question. This write a pseudocode that reads two number and divided one by another and display the quotient. So this is a simple question. So first input one number, then input another number, and input A, input B, and C is equal to A divided by B, then print C. There is a simple program. There is no confusion in that question. Simple program is there. So here second question. So two friends decide to get the last slice of a cake by flipping the coins 5 times. So the first person to win 3 flips win the cake. So an input of 1 means the player 1 win a flip, and the input of 2 means the player 2 wins the flip. So design an algorithm to determine who takes the cake. So this question is so there is a cake and there is 5 times a coin flip. If a person win 3 times, then they get the cake. So this is a simple question. I will show how to solve this problem. So for that, so we know that there are two persons, so we need to count how many times the person win that flipping of coin. So I set P1 count for person 1, P1 count. So initially P1 count becomes 0, then P2 count for person 2. So initially that count becomes 0. So in the question it is clear that 5 times coin flip. So we need to move from 1 to 5. So initially I set one variable 1, then 5 times we need to move. So by using a loop while that I less than or equal to 5. So it means that it moves 5 times. So then in the question it is clear that here input, so inside the loop there is then the input 1 means player win the flip, input 2 means player 2 win the flip. So we need to get the input inside the loop. So I take a number from the keyboard inside that loop. Here I use input enter the number, then check that if that number equal to 1. If the input is equal to 1, in question it is clear that if input equal to 1, player won the flip. So here, so just if the input number equal to 1, we just increment P1 count, because that is player 1 count. Player 1 count equal to player 1 count plus 1. If the input equal to 2, then next condition is if input the number equal to 2, then P2 count equal to P2 count plus 1. So this is only our condition. So just after that we just increment the value of I for next flip, I equal to I plus 1. So this loop will be completed when the 5 times, after the 5 times. So after completing the loop, outside the loop we need to check the count. Then P1 count, we need to check if P1 count greater than P2 count, then we can say that player 1 is win. Print player 1 win the cake. Otherwise we can say that if the P2 count is greater than P1, in opposite we can say that player P2 is or player 2 is win the cake. So this is only the program. So we need to run the program. And look at the first, enter the number. So I input 1, so P1 count is incremented by 1. Then next I increment input 2, P2, and again 1, then again I input 1, then again